您好，很高兴认识您。Hello, I'm so happy to meet you. I have so many Spring Festival recipes I want to share. The Lunar New Year is my favorite season. How about we start with 糖葫芦? It's one of my favorite festival snacks. 来吧 follow me. 糖葫芦's pretty easy to make. It's basically just fruit with a hardened sugar shell. Let's make that first, then some tea to go with it. Make a skewer with 6 hawthorn berries. 6 pieces per steak for good luck. Well, I suppose any even number works, as long as it isn't 4. Don't do 4 these days. 4 is often considered to be extremely unlucky, because 4 is 4, and it sounds like death, which is 死. Now, in my time, we made 糖葫芦 with mainly shanja or hawthorn berries. Shanja are super bitter though, so let's throw in some sweeter fruits you may be more familiar with. Giving people oranges for New Year's is such a fun tradition. The word for orange, 橘, sounds like lucky, which is 吉. So when you give someone an orange, you say good luck or 大吉大利. Looking good. Now let's bring those over to the left wok. Place 5 scoops of water in the wok. Use wood to start a hot fire under the wok. Excellent. That will make a hot fire. Add all the rock sugar to the water and let it boil. Wait for the sugar to melt, then dip. The left wok is ready to cook with. We want the candy to have a satisfying crunch, right? So you need to heat the sugar until it boils and reaches what we call hard cracked. Make sure to cover all the fruit on each skewer. Yes, good. Now let's make the tea. How about a nice oolong? Let it go well with the fruit. Well, I'd call it oolong today, but in my time, we called it 武夷 tea. put the teapot on the already hot brazier. Put 2 spoonfuls of oolong tea powder into the teacup. Pour boiling water over the tea powder to fill the cup. Add 1 spoon of salt to reduce the bitterness. Whisk the tea until make sure you whisk it really well. This style of whisked tea makes the top look like it's covered in a layer of clouds. I think it's also how they make matcha in Japan today. Place the meal on the serving table and ring the bell. So far, so good. Wow! I hope these taste as good as they look. My grandmother used to rule this kitchen with an iron fist. I learned everything I know about cooking. Pretty good. A little more practice and you'll have it perfect.
Sounds like she was happy with the tong hulu. You didn't bring back any for me, did you? Ha! Just kidding. Ready for the next recipe? Something about it smells a little fishy.
Welcome back. Ready to make some 清蒸鱼 or steamed fish? It's a pun. In Chinese, fish and extra are both pronounced 鱼. It's tradition to leave some fish uneaten to symbolize having extra savings at the end of the year. Use the knife to dice the scallion over the platter to cover it. Dicing the scallion gives you lots of little pieces that will cook evenly and add a nice texture to the dish. Plate the fish on top of the scallions and coat it with 1 spoon of salt. Julienne the ginger with the knife to cover the... To julienne something means to cut it into matchstick-sized pieces. This will add another interesting texture. Julienne cuts also work well for garnishes. Add some cilantro and a drizzle of wine on top of the fish. Use wood to start a hot fire under the left wok. place 2 scoops of water in the wok. Place the plate with the fish the left wok is ready to cook with. Good. Now we're all set up to start steaming the fish. Start a fire under the second wok on the right to prepare the sauce. That was the easy part. Hope you are ready for some multitasking. To make the sauce, combine 2 scoops of water and equal parts soy sauce, sesame oil, and wine. The wok on the right is ready to cook now. To the sauce. To make the sauce, combine 2 scoops of water and equal parts soy sauce, sesame oil. To the sauce, add all of the rock sugar and 2 spoons. This is rock sugar, although in my time we called it sugar frost or sugar ice. Just a bit of sweetness can elevate the whole dish. Now that smells good. Bring the sauce to a boil. Remove the steamed fish once it's ready. Scoop 1 full lid of sauce and pour onto the steamed fish. There, doesn't that look delicious? Garnish the fish with parsley. Scoop the ginger with a knife. Place the meal on the serving table and ring the bell. I cannot wait to try it. Okay, let's see how you did. 年年有余. Oh, that means may you always have more than you need. Just something you say when you are eating the fish. So, 年年有余. The fish is pretty good. A wonderful sign for the new year.
So you successfully made New Year's steamed whole fish, huh? Well, you know what they say. Give a person a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a person to cook fish, and well, they'll eat cooked fish, I suppose. Okay.
新年快乐! Happy New Year! This recipe is donpo pork. My family used to have this during special occasions. Pork belly, bok choy, shiitake mushrooms. I can't wait. Julienne a good amount of ginger with, donpo pork is named after looking good. Now let's bring those over to the left wok. In the left wok, combine 2 scoops of water, the pork belly and half of the ginger. The key to a good piece of pork belly is to pick a nice pink piece, not too red, definitely not brown or purple. And you want a good layer of fat. In fact, about a third of the whole cut should be fat. That's where a steady supply of wood can get expensive. The shape of the wok does a good job of evenly distributing the heat and helping you get the most out of your fuel. Once the pork belly is cooked, take it out. The left wok is ready to cook with. Originally, pork was so expensive only nobles could eat it. When it became cheaper, the nobles stopped appreciating it. So silly. In the second wok on the right, place a layer of whole scallions to start the sauce. Once the pork belly is cooked, take it out and cut it into 4 cubes with a knife. In the second wok on the right, place a layer of whole scallions to start the sauce. Oh, quick tip. If you put the scallions at the base of your wok, they'll keep the meat from sticking. Means you don't have to stir. Now add to the scallions a cinnamon stick, 2 bay leaves, 2 star anise, and the remaining ginger. Lastly, add the soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, and Shaoxing wine is the oldest wine in China. You add this stuff to your stir fry and it'll taste 10 times better. Too much. Save some for the mushrooms. Use wood to start a hot fire under the wok to heat up the sauce. Add the pork cubes to the sauce and boil until the pork is cooked through. The wok on the right is ready to cook. Actually, Dongpo pork wasn't named after Su Dongpo until much later during the Ming Dynasty. They liked naming things after people then. Use the ladle to divide the sauce and pork cubes between the 4 bowls. And don't worry about cooking the pork for too long. All the fat in the meat will just make it softer the longer you cook it. Empty the wok of the leftover pork sauce and spices into the trash. Cut all the bok choy in half with the knife. Bok choy may not look like much, but it's so good for you. Fill the now empty wok with 2 scoops of water. When boiling, add the bok choy. One time, I forgot my bok choy and let it boil for way too long. It turned to mush. So remember, long cooking times are great for pork belly, not so great for bok choy. Your left fire is out. It's essential to have some vegetables with your dongpo pork to offset the fattiness. Empty the wok used for the bok choy and place the shiitake mushroom caps into it. The left wok is ready to cook with. The name shiitake is actually Japanese. Here we call them xianggu, which means fragrant mushroom. The very best kind are called huagu or flower mushroom because of the patterns on their caps. Now add 1 spoon of garlic and the remaining rock sugar to the mushrooms and sauce. Once cooked, place the mushrooms and sauce in the middle of the bok choy. Shiitake are great for your health too. They make great medicine as well as good food. Dip the teapot in the water bucket to fill it. Put the teapot on the already hot brazier. Bring it to a boil. Put 2 spoonfuls of green tea powder into the teacup. For boiled, there's a legend that tea was discovered when the mythological figure Shen Nong drank a cup of hot water without noticing that tea leaves had fallen into it. He felt so refreshed. After that, he had the drink made again and again. Oh, make sure you whisk it really well. This style of whisk tea makes the top look like it's covered in a layer of clouds. I think it's also how they make matcha in Japan today. Place the meal on the serving table and ring the bell. That smells delicious. Oh, let's hope this was worth the wait. Okay. Seems like you've been learning something. This is some good Dongpo pork.
I knew you had it in you. Very impressive. On to the next kitchen. It's in the heart of the Maya civilization in the Yucatan Peninsula, circa 1500s. My notes say, little old lady, lots of opinions, wants to share recipes for Hanal Pishan.